Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host, Advocate Tudo Hoyani. Tonight, I would like to share with you a lot of things which are happening in and around the ANC as a political party. You'll remember that in the May elections, the ANC shocked itself. Let us put it that way. It shocked itself because the ANC plummeted from 57% support in 2019 and it slumped to a dismal 40%. That is a 17% loss. In terms of the numbers that are involved, that translates into millions. I will not even hazard a guess what the millions are, but it is a significant loss for the party. Now, after this, the ANC really found itself in trouble. For the first time since 1994, the ANC could not master a 50 plus 1 majority. And there were serious discussions with the ANC as to how then do we move forward? Who do we forge an alliance with? You know, it took a long time for the ANC to come to some decision as what is to happen. Then they put together something that they called the GNU, a government of national unity. This is what the government that we have is called. But even the title itself is disputed, whether it is a GNU or a coalition, or whether this is just a bunch of semantics. You be the judge. You be the judge. But the ANC then scrambled around and looked for partners to form a government with. And the next port of call for the ANC was the Democratic Alliance. How strange that can be. But circumstances dictated that the ANC must get into an alliance with the Democratic, Alliance. To get into, well, let's call it a GNU, they call it a GNU. Many people within the ANC have never been satisfied with that arrangement because the ANC has always perceived the Democratic Alliance as its traditional partners. There's a misconception and that narrative runs throughout the ANC. Some people still perceive the Democratic Alliance to be a party of apartheid, a party that is there to protect white interests and so on. But then let us look at the factions that are involved in all these shenanigans. Then on the other hand, you have the faction of Ramaphosa and there's also this fellow Mbalula, Fikile Mbalula. You have that one faction comprising Mbalula and Ramaphosa that were in favor of this government of national unity because they saw that as the only way for the NC to survive. Political parties are about survival. Political leadership is about keeping power, and the pragmatic faction of the ANC chose the route of the GNU, and that route took the form of, enlisting the DA and having what they then termed the government of, national unity, the government that we have today. On the other hand, there have always been people like, Paul Mashatile, who is at the forefront and who opposes this, with everything that he can, he can marshal, that his strength he can marshal. You have Paul Mashatile, you have the premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lusufi. This is the other faction of the ANC, so that the ANC is split down the middle. These are the people who thought that, getting into an alliance with the ANC was some sort of betrayal. They've always getting an alliance with the DA rather was some kind of betrayal or whatever they term it. They call the Ramaphosa faction the faction of sellouts. But officially, the ANC does not, own up to this. Recently, you know, Panyaza Lusufi was hauled before the Integrity Commission because he had been, saying a lot of unsavory things about the whole GNU, but he seems to have gotten away with everything. But the fact remains is people like Panyaza Lesufi and Paul Mashatile are not in support of the ANC. And as the ANC moves forward, where can we how do you see these permutations playing out? 2027, come 2027, 2 years before the next general election, the ANC will be holding an elective conference. And Ramaphosa has served 2 terms and he will not be standing in. And it looks like this Mashatile, the Sufi faction is gaining ascendancy. It's really gaining ascendancy. And you don't see people like Mbalula on the Ramaphosa side coming vehemently to oppose them. But for now, who is at the helm now? It is Cyril Ramaphosa and his, supporters like Fikile Mbalula, who seem to be, steering everything within the government of national unity. But there's a lot of discord here. There's a lot of discord. Yeah. And unless the ANC addresses this issue seriously, it might well split down the middle. And it can also spell, disaster for the GNU, because if one of the coalition partners is at war with itself, how then do you expect the GNU to survive? Under those circumstances, there's no way the GN is going to survive. Either of the two factions will have to, prevail. But for the time being, we have Ramaphosa, in charge, and all the better for South Africa because we saw the market stabilize. Investor confidence is back again after Ramaphosa got into this alliance with the DA. So, in more ways than one, there's a lot of positivity coming out of, the decision to team up with the DA and come up with a government of national unity. So let us just wait and see. But the ANC will not admit it. The ANC is a party at war with itself. There are factions within the ANC. This has become patently clear over the last few years. I will come back to this topic and explore it further because the ANC is the ruling party in this country. Whatever happens to the ANC, has a direct impact on your life and mine. So I'll revisit this issue again and try and make sense of what is happening and unbundle some of the issues around it and so on and so forth. But looking at what is going on within the ANC, all is not well within the ANC. Having said that, let me conclude today's edition by saying I'm very encouraged by the number of viewers who are coming on, and I'm also very encouraged by the number of subscribers that I'm seeing. Please watch this video, subscribe, and let us grow this video to be one of the best in South Africa. Thank you.